looking at photos of the surface of the moon. Where did I find this pipe or tunnel object? This is the one I'm talking about right here. It's an amazing object, guys. Think of it. It's on the surface of the moon. It's white, glowing like ejecta. It has a dome at the end of it, a very symmetrical dome structure, right there. This is the north side of the moon. At the back, you see a bunch of things here, objects. Some of them even look like spaceships. I mean, no matter what they are, they're symmetrical. And they shouldn't be symmetrical. Objects should not be symmetrical on the moon. We're also going to zoom in on a photo later to show you guys this color in this. When you zoom into these photos, when you get closer to the surface, the reason why we're seeing reflective light is because it's so blinding and colorful. Has greens, has blues, reds, yellows, every color in the book. Every color in the spectrum. The surface of the moon is like any other planet, maybe even similar to Earth. To be able to show it to you guys, even more symmetrical though. Like these objects here, I can see them here because it's ever so clear. And when I show them to you guys on YouTube, well, sometimes the quality is taken down a bit. But these objects really are there. There really are symmetrical structures on the moon. I'm not lying about them. And anyone that has a regular telescope, even a 70mm telescope, will be able to get up on the surface of the moon and see these structures. Right there. All of the back. And the symmetrical structures are all lined up in here. When you look and get in really close in there, you can see them. The proof is all there. But this one, to see that there, whether it be a chimney stack, I don't know. It could be. It's coming directly out of the surface of the moon. So there's many entrances on the moon where we can see objects or entrances where they're big. You could fit several crafts in there or anything to easily hide. And there are a lot of people that are supporting the channel. A lot of newcomers coming here. I want to personally thank you guys for coming to the channel, for interacting with me, for connecting with me. If you have any questions about how I'm doing the technique, it's all new to me too. A couple of people came here to the channel and are calling me a pioneer, and I really, really appreciate that word, that particular word, the pioneering, because I think we're due for another pioneering time. Like back hundreds of years ago, the explorers and all these new tools that were created. Well, this is what we should do. And as amateurs, together we should share our findings, more channels connecting together. Nobody steals anyone's work. The guy that steals the other person's work, well, there's a problem. I'm not here to steal anyone's work, but if you guys want to associate yourself with me to try to find things and objects, WSO, Steve Olson, great guy, him and I, we're doing just that. We're associating ourselves together to have a conversation about what is out there in the sky. He gives his opinion, I give my opinion, and it's all good, you know. But the moon is definitely inhabited, or was inhabited, guys. This is something it's common sense, guys. It's absolute common sense. If I find one symmetrical structure on the moon, it's because there are more than one. And even if there was only one symmetrical structure, like I've shown very clearly symmetrical structures. There's one right here that we're going to go see. And it's proof. It's proof that there either was a species up there, an ancient species, or that there is a species, or it could be human, could be, who knows? Guys, I want to talk to you about, I can't say it, pixelation. Okay? This is the photo of the moon, the surface, in a certain area. Some of you wonder how come you see full photo lengths all in color. Well, these are objects, for example, that are very small that I zoom up into. And I zoom up into the photo, and as you can see here, look guys, it's pretty clear. If you can see it here, the surface there, all the elevated levels that you can see there, look at it, it's pretty incredible. And of course, what looks like sort of symmetrical blocks here and there on the surface, you know. So we're going to talk about pixelation. What is it? It's not pixels, right? Some of you do maybe think that those could be pixels, you know. We'll zoom up in a bit later. Don't worry about it. But from there, from where you are, notice how they're clear, the photos, if you look at them further away. If we zoom up and look a bit closer, they'll get a bit blurrier, of course. But they're symmetrical dome structures. They're in line, they're in unison, they're side by side, they're connected. You know, when you look at a photo, there could be one aspect of the photo, just one object in the photo that will prove to you that the surface is manipulated, because there's lots of areas on the moon. Trust me, a lot of areas, guys. This is the surface. And now hold on, can you see from there? I think you can. If I'm looking at the screen, I think you got the surface, the color that's there, that you can see emanating already in a natural photo that's not manipulated at all. Nor is this even in X-ray yet. So you could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. But between the levels, you could easily see the haze, guys. Look. See the gray patch right there that's over this object. You can see how patchy it is, right? Right there. And coming down. We'll go in, like I said, later and see it close. But look at the block structures with the colors emanating. And these colors, well, they're very electrical. They are. So when I make a video, watch this. Now you understand. This area right here. If I take this area, guys, of this little blue patch here, and I zoom it up to this size, and I'm able to get it clear enough to show you guys, some of you are overwhelmed because you see all this surface that's blue. Of course, we're zooming in. I'm trying to magnify the photos to be able to show you them. If they're not clear sometimes and they're blurry, it was ever so small. And I'm still trying to show you guys at least a glimpse, even though it's blurry. If you see a blurry photo on my channel, I try to not show any blurry photos. But some of those blurry areas are showing proof of construction, a manipulation of the surface. So that's why I'm showing them sometimes. And the color that's on the surface is really there. I actually have to take the saturation down, because don't forget, it's not a secret. I'm filming the screen, guys, right? There's a reason for filming the screen. I'm not going to get into that. Look up 3D animation. Look up how three-dimensional animation works in programming and online, right? If you're a programmer, you don't even have to be a programmer to get information about 3D online. Just look it up, and it will tell you. Okay, it manipulates, meaning it'll change your view of the depth of field, or the field of depth, however you want to say it. It will change the aspect of the photo. It will bring you lower in the photo. Like, for example, when you're taking a photo of a building, a very high-rise building, if you want the building to get in the picture, you'll cross the street, you'll go as far as you can to get it all in the photo. Or you can get really, really close to the building, very close to the building, right down to the bottom building, get just the bottom step or the top step, and point upwards and get the whole facade of the building, and it will look like a gigantic monster. It's all changing the view of the depth of field, widening it, shortening it, to be able to give you a better view of the details, like I do on the surface of the moon, to be able to show you that we're looking at my photos like we're on the surface, like this one here. Instead of seeing an overhead view, we're actually seeing a view that's closer to the level view. Just trying to give you guys an idea of how I do the work, and what you're actually looking at. And I don't use photos from any space station or NASA or online photos. I only use mine. I think I've used 1 or 2 photos, maybe 5, 10 photos in a video or two on my channel, but I've mentioned it. These wonderful people, the 2 lists that you just saw, thanks to them, we have a telescope and part of our observatory ready to, be a reality. We're going to build an observatory. WSO YouTube channel, Steve Olson, please check him out. He's looking at what other channels are looking at in the sky. He has many videos, over 1,000 videos. Check him out.